Hi, mamas! Welcome to our Moms Marching into Freedom event. Welcome, mamas! We are so excited to have you here to our Moms Marching into Freedom event. Shout out to all of the legging wearing, crumb wiping, diaper changing, taxi driving, mamas. You guys are the rock stars. I don't know how you do it. I look up to you. My name is Brooke McElrath, and for now, I am just a happy puppy mama of my mini golden doodle named Plexi. Not quite ready for kids. Now, if you ask my husband, he was ready for 32 of them years ago, but that's a story for another night. Tonight, I have 6 of my mama friends on here who are absolutely incredibly inspiring, and they are rocking it by drinking the same exact pink drink that I drink, taking the same holistic gut health supplements, and telling people about them, helping other mamas make their dreams come true, even while they have babies in tow. Now, here's the thing. When you start with Plexus, you're going to love it. And the way that our compensation plan is set up, people can make really good income right away. In fact, if you jump on board and share with 3 of your friends just in the first 2 weeks, you can make $420, which is absolutely incredible. But if you keep sharing more and more hope and health and happiness with people, you can make it to the top 3 ranks in our company, which we call jewel status. Those are emeralds, sapphires, and diamonds. And everybody on the call tonight is one of those 3 ranks. So before you hear their story, I'm going to tell you what that means for the budget, what that means for the bank account. Because if you're anything like most mamas that I know, you're couponing for the diapers, you're saving up to take your babies to Chick-fil-A, and you got to be worried about that bottom line, right? Okay, so Emerald Ambassador, that's the rank that I am. The average annual income for an Emerald Ambassador is $102,768. So 6 figures. Break that down monthly, that's $8,564,000 a month. I don't know about you, but that's what I used to have to work half a year teaching kindergartners for to make what you can make as 1 month as an Emerald. And to put that into terms that you might even understand more, that would be the same as working 107 hours a week, making $20 an hour. 107 hours a week. That's like 2 full-time jobs plus. Okay, so the next rank is Sapphire. You're going to get to hear from 3 of those tonight. And the average annual income for a Sapphire is $172,657. Average monthly income for a Sapphire is $14,000 a month. That would be 180 hours a week, making $20 an hour. Now, I'm not super good at math, but I use my calculator. But if you are good at math, you may know that that's actually 12 hours more than we even have in a week if we don't sleep. So that's incredible. That's what these mamas are making while they have their babies on their hip, while they're watching the movies and taking them to the movies and taking them to the park and taking them to the play dates on their phone, y'all. And then you're going to hear from 4 diamonds tonight. And diamond is the very top rank in our company, and they make an average annual income of almost $419,000. Boil that down monthly, that is almost $35,000 a month. That is more than I made in an entire year teaching kindergarten. That would take 11 people in one household working 40 hours a week at a 20-hour job. That's what these mamas are making. So I hope that when you hear their stories, you'll see that while they're all different kind of mamas, they're just like you. And I hope you can find something that you relate to and say, wow, if that mama can do it, then I can do it. So to start off, I want to introduce you to a Diamond Ambassador, Amy. She is our charity mom. You can go ahead and say, hey, charity mom in the comments. She's got 3 kids, ages 2, 6, and 12. And she started a 321 Foundation with her daughter Kayla as a nonprofit for fosters acceptance for individuals with disability through advocacy, education, and support. And her daily mama struggles consist of preteen drama and terrible 2 sass. So take it away, Amy.
Oh my gosh, you have me so excited that I just want to join up all over again. I don't know about you other ladies on this call, but I am ready. Thank you so much. This is so much fun. And everyone on this call, you're just going to have so much fun tonight. Yeah, so again, my name is Amy. I'm from Delaware. And I can tell you that when I clicked join for Plexus in October of 2013, I was just a struggling mom. I was a size 20. So just being able to talk about health and wellness, as you can imagine, as a size 20 was really uncomfortable. But everything that I've learned in my life is if you want something really great, you have to go outside of your comfort zone, right? So I clicked join and I really just wanted to lose weight. But I kind of felt like it was a disservice to my other mama friends out there because I was sleeping better. I had more energy. I was tolerating my husband a lot more. Like I used to think that he was the one that was not so nice, but then I realized it was more me, right? And so I couldn't not share with my friends. And so I did. I started sharing and I have never looked back. As Brooke said, I was a mama at the time of just 2 babies. And Logan was 1, my son was 1, and Kayla is 7, and she came with a little extra chromosome. She has Down syndrome. And so that came with a lot of extra challenges and a lot of new things to learn outside of just what us mamas have to go through and struggle with, right? And so I wanted to make sure that we were giving her the best life possible. And that just took lots of hours of traveling to DC, advocating for her. We've had 5 laws passed, and one of them is actually called Kayla's Law. So we were spending a lot of time devoting to making the lives of individuals with disabilities better. And I didn't want a business. I really did not think that I wanted a business. I was already too busy. I had 2 businesses that I was running from my home. But what I realized was I was spending more time doing those businesses away from my family. And I can't get those hours back. You know, we can't get that time back. And so when I really broke it down and I started looking at the math that Brooke just shared with you, this was a no-brainer. I was doing photography and I was spending a lot of time editing and I was spending a lot of time on the weekends away from my family. And here's what's happened since I said yes to Plexus. We moved into our dream home. Before we said yes to Plexus, my husband was driving a car with 200,000 miles on it, duct tape windows, like we were broke, okay? And just yesterday or just 2 days ago, I picked up my 3rd Plexus Lexus. I mean, someone pinched me, seriously. And I did all of this while changing diapers and dealing with preteen sass, and then also having my 3rd baby, Brinley. She is just 2 now. And I can tell you that there is nowhere else in this world that you can have the opportunity to make the kind of money that we make here with Plexus while also getting healthy and helping our friends do the same. And I can tell you one of the greatest blessings for me is all of these ladies on this call. I didn't know anyone on this call until Plexus. And these people have blessed my life so much because I've learned so much from each and every single one of them. And we've become such great friends. We get to travel together, go to Hawaii for free. I mean, mamas, this is the business to be in. These are the people to connect with. So I'm just so excited to be here and share with y'all.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're muted.
Can you hear me? Hi, can you hear me? Can you guys hear me?
I can hear you, Brooke.
Okay, hey. Okay, that was awesome. Next, you're going to hear from Emily, our military mama, and she has 3 kids, ages 5, 3, and 1. And she was actually considering herself a married single mama because her hubby deployed 4 days before she gave birth to her first son. And to let you in on a little secret, he didn't actually want her doing this pink drink thing at the beginning, but now he thanks her so much for doing it anyway. Tell you a little bit about her. She enjoys 30 seconds of silence after she buckles her last kid into their seatbelt before she gets into the driver's seat to drive away. Chick-fil-A is her second home, and you'll find her at the gym every morning for her mama time at 8:30.
You nailed it. Hey, everyone. My name is Emily Roberts. I am 29 years old, and my story is a little unique. I'm blown away at everything that Amy and her precious, precious family have accomplished. Like, I had so many goosebumps listening to that. And I've heard that story over and over, and I love Amy to pieces and her sweet, sweet family. So our story is actually really, really different. I had done network marketing before, and it left a really weird taste in my mouth. I don't want to say bad taste because I liked the idea of it. I just did not see the value. I didn't see the legacy and what I was going to leave behind. But I also didn't have children the first time I did this. So I gave birth to my first son in February of 2014. Like Brooke said, my husband deployed shortly before that. We even tried to do our own like home version of induction to get that baby coming, and he was not budging. He was 9 pounds 2 ounces, and my husband got to witness all of this on an iPad. I'm super thankful for the USO and technology because that was one of the hardest things I've ever done. I was becoming a mom for the first time. I'm the oldest sibling of 4, so I've been around children my entire life. But being put into that role, that responsibility on your own. So watching my sister be a single mom with her first child, my mom and dad are divorced, so watching my mom raise us as a single mom, that's who I advocate for in my business. And so I was a married single mom. For the first 6 months, I had to figure it out. And my little catchphrase when it comes to health and wellness and having babies is I was sick and tired of my boobs sitting on my fat roll. After you have babies, ladies, your bodies change, okay? And people are going to tell you, oh, you're going to hate it, you're going to embrace it, you're going to love it, whatever. All of us are different. Some of you look like you've never had a baby in your entire life. You can have a Big Mac and you have abs. We can't be friends. That's okay. I, on the other hand, eat a grape and I look 9 months pregnant. That's just how my body works. And I've embraced that. But I've also learned a lot about my gut and how my body desperately needed what Plexus had to offer. I was the eat like a rabbit, work out 3 times a day girl. I was the I'll try CrossFit at least once girl. I'll try every diet in the world girl. But I was living on 6 to 7 Diet Cokes a day. That was my caffeine source. I couldn't figure out why my milk production was failing, but maybe it was the amount of caffeine I was consuming every day. I don't know. I would wake up and I would dread having to get my new precious baby out of bed, and that is not what I envisioned motherhood to look like. I envisioned like a Hallmark movie, like la la la, like my baby's awake, let me run in there. No, it was like, oh, sweet Lord, is this going to be how it is forever? I cannot do this. And let me tell you what, that's exactly what happened. For the next 3 months, it got darker and darker and deeper and deeper. I was put on medication. My doctor was like, I need you to check in with me. I need you to call me. My husband was asking my mom questions. Do I need to come home from this deployment? I'm really worried about her. And eventually that led to postpartum depression. And that was really, really hard for this happy girl to swallow that, because that was not me. I was the last person on the planet that ever thought it would happen to me. And here's the thing. I came from a corporate America background. And when I got pregnant, I told my mom, it'll be fine. I'll go right back to work and he'll go to daycare. And my mom looked at me like, you crazy. You're going to love that baby so much. You are not going to know what to do with yourself. And so sure enough, here I am 6 months postpartum on medication, trying to figure out, I love this baby so much, but I don't want to hold him. Like that, my mentality was screwed up, you guys. And there is a huge connection to gut health and mental health and just all of the things. I'm not a scientist, so I'm not going to get into that. I'm just here to tell you that it worked for me, and I am back to my happy self. I now have 3 children. I never had to go back to work, which I'm very thankful for, and here's why. I didn't want anyone else to have the luxury of watching my babies grow up. I wanted to be there when they rolled over for the first time. I didn't want my husband to ever have to miss a birth again. So we started having conversations about that when I was pregnant with our second son. And by the way, that pregnancy was a breeze. I did puke a lot, but other than that, it was a breeze. I kept all the weight off after the fact. Now we have a 3rd daughter. We welcomed a baby girl. After all 3 kids, I've kept off 50 pounds postpartum. These products work, and they still work 5 years later. I'm living proof of that. The fact that I go to the gym every day, I wake up with a smile on my face most of the time. I sleep like a dad. All of that is because of products that work and get to the root of the issues. But more importantly, when they work, people want them. And when people want them, you can grow a huge business. My husband just brought me this picture that I wanted to share with you guys. I don't know if you can see it. You YouTubers probably can, but this is my son meeting his dad for the first time. That's him laying next to my husband in a framed picture. They actually met. I hope that hits you in the feels because it's really hard to talk about. But they met for the first time on FaceTime when that became a thing. And you can look through my Facebook photos to see their actual meeting on the military base in San Diego for the very first time. And now my oldest is 5 years old and his daddy is his best friend. My husband gets to work here locally in town. He got out of the Marine Corps at his 10-year mark, and he now does Plexus with me and does what he loves to do. We write the story for our kids, but ultimately our God writes the story for us. He orchestrated all of this. I couldn't have dreamt up this life if I wanted to. It ain't on Pinterest, ladies and gentlemen. Pray about it, work hard, and understand that this life can be yours too, because now I can go to Chick-fil-A every day and not feel bad about it. 5 years ago, going to Chipotle started an argument. My husband used to turn my cell phone data off. He was like, I ain't about this life. And now he's like, wow, that's our bank account. I'm like, I know. And then we cry together, and then we go to Chick-fil-A. So that's what we do at our house. I love what I do, and I hope that you give this a second chance. Like me, if maybe you were somebody that dabbled in this before, I guarantee you Plexus is different.
Wow, quotes that were sticking out to me. This can be for you too. This really can. Number 2, who doesn't want to sleep like a husband? And number 3, do you want your husband thanking you for doing this? I hope you do. This is incredible. So next, I get to introduce you to someone who I happen to love her name. We share a name. Her name is Brooke. And not only is she a diamond, but she has been able to, because of this incredible company, start again under herself, get paid twice on the second time, and go to Sapphire. So she's considered a diamond Sapphire, and she does this all with 6 kids in tow: a 12-year-old, 11-year-old, 8-year-old, 6-year-old, 3-year-old, and 1-year-old. She's a former nurse, wife of an ER doctor who, get this, she hiked 12 miles along the coast of Italy when she was pregnant with her first, and she rappelled down a cliff while she was pregnant with her second. So I guess you could say she's adventurous, and that's why we dub her our active mama. Can't wait for you to hear from her.
Hey guys, can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Yep. All right, awesome. Well, it's true. I'm a nature-loving, island-living, natural mom of 6 babies. I live on the small island of Kauai, and I live in a community of about 3,000 people on an island that in its entirety has 65,000 people on it. I am a self-proclaimed introvert. I had no experience selling anything, no experience in network marketing, and I did not have a large network before I did this. Honestly, I had become more of a hermit with each and every baby. And so I started Plexus about 3 years ago, shortly after the birth of my 5th child. I had struggled like Emily with some postpartum blues. I had a lot of anxiety. I used to get a lot of headaches, trouble sleeping, huge sugar cravings, like ridiculous. I was that girl that was in the pantry at night, like looking for sweets. What did I want to eat every single night? That was me. And I just really had a hard time enjoying my good life. I had a good life, all of the things that I could want: a great husband, a brand new house that we had just built, all the things that we could want. We were actually not in a place where financially we were struggling, but I was married to a workaholic. My husband worked 80 to 100 hours a week at 3 different jobs as an ER physician. This June will celebrate 21 years of marriage. We had been going nonstop like that for 18 years. From the time we got married, he was in med school. Then it was residency. Then out of residency, we started having babies. And I was like that single mom that was married, but my husband was gone all the time. So I started Plexus simply because I was struggling with my energy, my mood, and just feeling like I could actually be the mom I wanted to be. I had no idea that I would do this business. But when I fell in love with the products, which was quite quickly, I started to share. And I found that even with a small network, there were people that I knew in my life that needed these products. So even if you're sitting here thinking, I'm not super popular, I don't have a big network, like who's going to want this? If you know another mom or you know another human being, they need these products. These products are for anyone, whether you are 2 or 92 years of age. And so I started sharing, and my first paycheck was $483. And I was like, well, that's cool. At the time, I had just stopped working as a nurse. I was working Friday nights every week as a nurse. So get this, my husband would work 80 to 100 hours. He'd come home on Friday night. I would leave and go to work Friday night. I'd come home, sleep for a few hours. He would go back to work Saturday night. This is literally how we lived our life for years. I stopped working as a nurse. I started to make a paycheck and I thought, what if? What if I actually just tried? Maybe I could make enough money to replace my very part-time nursing income. My initial goal was to be a Ruby ambassador. A Ruby ambassador makes about $30,000 a year. You guys know what I make now? You can just add up Brooke's numbers. I'm a diamond ambassador. I'm also a sapphire ambassador. And my husband is also an emerald ambassador. Add all three of those incomes together, and that is what we make every single year. I more than double my husband's physician income. But you know what the beautiful part of this is? For 18 years, I really lived without a companion. My husband lived without a father, and he is an amazing man. He was a great provider, and he was raised to work, and he knew how to work, and he would work himself to the bone. He would not take his foot off the gas without a different kind of security. And what I have given my husband is security. I have given my husband the gift of being able to be a father. I have given my husband the gift of being able to relax. He works about 30 hours a week now. He's still the chief of the ER. He works 3 8-hour shifts every week, does his administrative work, and he takes the boys surfing. Right now, we are actually up in a cabin in the middle of nowhere. That's why I'm joining you from this call in the car. But literally this year, we have taken about 12 weeks of vacation together as a family. My husband went from no paid vacation ever to 12 weeks of vacation simply because we can. Now, not only that, because of this amazing opportunity, we're able to give back to charities that we love. We're passionate about rescuing children from sex slavery. We donate every single month to rescue one child. I have a friend that's also in network marketing that's created a school, a Christian school in Pakistan for kids that are not able to get an education. Every month we donate to that school so its doors can stay open. You see, guys, when you have more income, you have more choices and you can do more good. And listen, like these other mamas, I was not looking for another job. I was in between homeschooling my kids and having all these babies and not having a husband around. But here's the truth. You don't not have time to do this, because if you don't do something different, your life will never change. If I hadn't have said yes to this, 3 years later, we would have still been doing the same thing. And I would have been so alone, and my children wouldn't have had their father, and we would have not have been able to give back the way that we have. So I feel like this is something that you absolutely can carve out time for, and something that you absolutely must do, because if nothing changes, nothing changes.
You guys, that was so powerful. Some of the things that really impacted me, I have given my husband freedom. I have given my husband the ability to be a father. That's incredible. And you heard her, self-proclaimed introvert, small network, but she chose to do something different. And 3 years later, instead of being in the same position, 12 weeks of vacation and using her income to make an impact. That is inspirational. And that can be you too, back to what Emily said. Next, I want to introduce you to my friend, Bethany. She is a Sapphire ambassador and she is a ministry boy mama. Pastor's wife, has 3 boys, ages 5, 7, and 11. She loves to travel and loves to take her boys on date nights. But in real life, when she's not helping her hubby or sharing about Plexus, she spends her days trying to solve the mystery of how in the world her boys got pee behind the bathroom door. I know you'll relate to her. Let's hear from Bethany.
Oh, it's so true. If you have boys, then you absolutely know what I'm talking about. But like Brooke said, I am a pastor's wife. I have been a stay-at-home mom ever since I had a baby at the age of 20. And it's something that I always loved. But I kind of lived that life that you either can stay at home and be the one raising your kids, or you can have the things. It had to be one or the other. And I never wanted to miss a moment with my kids. And so I was willing to make that sacrifice. but I had definitely bought into that lie. I joined Plexus actually it was like New Year's Eve, you know, all of you making those New Year's resolutions, New Year's Eve of 2015. And I just joined because I simply needed more energy. I was diagnosed with PCOS when I was 16 years old, as well as insulin resistance. And I was tired all the time. In high school, I would come home from school. I would sleep all afternoon. I'd wake up. I'd do my homework, I'd eat dinner, and I'd go right back to sleep, and I could never get enough sleep. And so I simply joined for energy. I told my upline, I said, do not ask me to ever share these products. That is not something I'm going to do. And I will tell y'all that a big part of that was because I was a pastor's wife. And to me, network marketing just felt slimy. And I was like, I don't know how you can do this as a pastor's wife. Like, I never want people in my congregation to feel like I'm just trying to sell them something. But little did I know that God had much bigger plans for me. And so I got married very young, and we spent the majority of our marriage working towards my husband becoming a pastor. And when he did, while I was overjoyed for him living out his passion, for me, I was very much like, now what? What do I do? I mean, I love being a mom, and there's so much purpose in being a mom, but I just felt like I wanted something more. And so when I joined Plexus, like many of the others have shared, when we feel good, when we love something, we share that with people. And so I swore that I would never share the products, but it was very natural. I accidentally hit the first rank in the company. I got a check. And y'all, when you are a single income ministry family, if you know anything about ministry, any kind of extra income is incredible. And so I got that little bit of extra income, and I did the same thing that many of the others said. I said, well, what if? Like, what if I actually tried? Like, what if I actually did something with this? And at the time when I first started, I had a, 2-year-old, 3-year-old, and 7-year-old. And so I very much was in the midst of having littles, changing diapers, keeping kids all day. And so for those of you who are trying to tell yourself, I don't have time, you absolutely do. I did this during nap time. I did this during TV time, because don't even lie, you let your kids watch TV. We all do. When I did it when they went to bed at night. I found the time to do it because I wanted to see this change happen for our family. And the cool thing about it is, what I learned about network marketing is, when it's done the right way, it's not slimy. And in fact, it has very much become a ministry in and of itself for me. Because y'all, health is one of the most vulnerable things that people will share with you. And to be able to share with them a hope that you have, yes, in products, 100%, but y'all, I've been able to even go deeper than that and talk to people about the hope of Jesus. And so this has so much become a ministry to me like I never could have imagined. And so what I would say to you is, give it a chance. You never know until you try. It has completely changed our life. Back in October, we became a debt-free family, something that I never thought as a single income ministry family would ever be possible for us. Or if it was, it would be like 40 years from now. So this can 100% change your life. You just have to make the decision to give it a try.
You guys, debt-free with a 5-year-old, a 7-year-old, and 11-year-old. How many of you would love to look at your husband and say, honey, we are debt-free. Now we can save for college. We can take the vacation. We can go on that trip. You can come home if you want. You can do what you want. That's what these amazing mamas are providing for their family. No different. I can't wait for you to hear from the next one, which we've dubbed the full-time mama, because that is really where her heart is. Sapphire Ambassador Christy. She's a former hairdresser who really just wanted more time with her kids. And now she's been known to turn into different characters and voices while playing Legos or house with her kids. She loves queso and chips. So if you love queso and chips too, you're going to love her. Here she is. Christy, can you unmute?
I'm trying here.
There you go.
Wait, we good? Can you hear me? Awesome. Oh my gosh, these stories, oh, I've been having chills head to toe. Like I'm gonna have to shave my legs right after this again because I keep getting chills over and over. You guys are awesome. You ladies are so inspiring. Okay, I'm so honored to be amongst these amazing women and just take a couple minutes and share my story with you. I want to take you back about 3 years. This month, 3 years ago, I was, just like Brooke said, I was doing hair part-time. I'm in my used-to-be salon. I call it my sloffice now because it's my salon office, right? I've got a hair chair right there. Like, I love doing hair. I've done it for about 16 years. I love loving on people, making them feel beautiful, telling them how beautiful they are. And I'm with Bethany. Like, there's so much ministry that goes along with that as well, talking to people about hope and all of that. I've always been into that. But I was miserable. I had just had my 4th baby named Benji, who has me wrapped around his little finger, and I was miserable. I have Hashimoto's, which is an autoimmune condition of the thyroid, and I had gone through the functional medicine. I had done all the strict diets because Mama was miserable. If you saw a picture of my face, you wouldn't even recognize me. I was like so inflamed, so like miserable. And what was going on inside was so much worse than what you could see. I've always been happy. I've tried to make the best of the situation. I love being a mom. This is the stage of life that I always dreamt of being in. And you guys, I was missing out on it. I was taking naps in the afternoon and getting through my day, and I'm getting emotional. It was not what I pictured this to be like. I wanted to be the mama that could play with her kids and turn into characters and be a goof. I was not able to do that for so many different reasons. I was depressed and anxious. I was on medication. I was 50 pounds overweight, couldn't lose weight. I had headaches every day. I had brain fog. I was so tired. No amount of sleep could ever cure the amount of tired I was. It didn't matter how long I slept. But I was skeptical because you guys, there's so many things out there that claim to do these amazing things. And I had done the rounds, the functional medicine, the really strict diet for years, the handfuls of supplements. So when my friend told me about it, I patted her on the head, so to speak, and said, go away. I love you. Don't talk to me about it. Finally gave the products a try. 90 days later, they changed everything for me. I got my life back, and it still gives me chills talking about it 3 years later. I got to show up as the Christy that I know God created me to be, as the mama that I know I was created to be, the wife, the friend, the daughter. I got to be myself. So I had zero intentions of sharing this because I had done network marketing and said, love you, no thank you, don't talk to me ever, ever, ever. Like big bad words. I'm a Jesus girl who says bad words sometimes. Let's just be honest and put it out there. But I was like, no, I'm never doing that. It's not my thing. I love people too much to do that slimy thing like Bethany talked about. But when I got my life back, you guys, I got these nudges that I needed to share this. And so many people suffer. I'm so motivated by helping others, and God knew that. And so he said, no, there's thousands of people waiting for you to show up. This isn't about you. Show up. So I said, all right, this is your thing. My choice is no, but your way is always the best way. Let's go. Within a year, our family was able to be a 6-figure income family. My husband got to go part-time. We have our dad here, just like Emily was talking about. My babies will grow up knowing their dad a lot. We get to spend a lot of time together. He's amazing. He wants to be there building relationships, and we get to do that. 18 months in, we were able to hit Sapphire, which is a multiple 6-figure income. We're on track to hit Diamond this year, and that is just mind-boggling. I got chills again. And that's cool for me. I'm so grateful for that for me, but more importantly, I am so fired up about all the people's lives that are changing on my team, health-wise, financially. We are setting people free health-wise and financially. And here's my last little thought. You guys, we struggled. We've always been hard workers, and we struggled financially, always. We have this beautiful home that my husband got for us, and we always struggled. The choices that we made were dependent on how much money we had. Oh, F that. I hate that. I hate debt. I hate all that. We don't have to do that anymore, you guys. We get to do what works for our family. We get to design our lives. We get to make choices based on what we feel is best for us, what he feels is best for us, and it is the best thing ever. So if you're sitting there thinking, oh, I want to do that, but I don't want to take that time away from my babies, you can do this. There are ways to be creative, and God's going to make so much more of your time than you can make of it with a white knuckle grip on, no, I can't do this. You open that up and you let God take the reins, you can do this, and you're going to change lives. You're going to change your own family's lives, and you're going to set people free health-wise and financially, and you can have it all, you guys. You can have it all. You can. So with that being said, think about it, pray about it, and this is the real deal. You can do this.
I love that. You can have it all. Did you kind of get that like a sucker punched almost in your stomach when she said what we could do was just dependent on how much money we brought in that month? I don't know about you, but I am familiar with that kind of lifestyle. Can we do it? I don't know. How much money came in? Have the bills been paid? Oh, we don't have anything left over this month. Can we throw our kids a birthday party this month? I don't know. Can they go on the field trip? I don't know. You don't have to live like that. And even if you're sitting here like, ugh, I can't sell, you heard almost everybody on here say, I did not want to do network marketing. We do not sell anything. That is what I love. We share stories like this that bring tears to my eyes about life change. Well, don't go away just yet. There's still one more mama for you to hear from, but I want to give you guys a code word. And I want you, when the call is over, stay the whole time, but when the call is over, I want you to message the person that invited you to watch this. I want you to message them the code word because they might have something up their sleeve to help you with that cost, to help you with that fear, to kind of give you that courage to just say yes like we did. Now, here's the catch. The code word is 2 words, and I'm going to give you the first part now and the second word at the end. So you need both for the code word. The first word is diaper. Diaper. How many mamas know about that? So the first word is diaper. Let me introduce you to the last amazing mama. And you guys, I am not even a mama yet, and hearing what she does makes me feel bad about my own self. Listen to this. She is a single homeschooling mama of 5 kids, ages 4, 7, 8, 10, and 11. And guess what? She does it all by herself. She has no help. She homeschools and she cooks everything from scratch. Yet she's still relatable. She said she still spends most of her time finding half the food that she makes on the floor instead of in her little's mouth. So let me introduce you to Fallon. You can hear her awesome story too.
Thank you, Brooke. Oh my gosh, all of you ladies, like I could just sit here and listen to you all night. I love the stories, and I was looking for an opportunity, and network marketing, it kind of was always out there. Like I would get the catalogs and I saw the business cards, and being an entrepreneur kind of runs in my family's blood, I guess. My dad was a builder, and I just kind of always wanted to have my own business, but I was afraid of people. My sister, she's on here watching, and she's doing this with me. She's going to be getting her Lexus soon that our company gives us. But I would have her order my food at the restaurant because I couldn't even open my mouth. And so when I signed up for this, I was like, I don't know how I'm going to be successful, but I need to be successful. I'm going to figure this out. So I was so shy. Like in Sunday school, if they asked me to read a Bible verse, my face was beet red for 30 minutes leading up to it, and I'm just like hyperventilating, and I needed water. Like I just couldn't handle myself talking to people or anything. Like I literally couldn't even look at people. So for me to be in the people business, I grew into what I needed to be, like to be speaking to people like this. It didn't come naturally at first. So if you're an introvert, like Brooke said, like this is okay. Like you can still do this, even if you're an introvert, even if you don't have a huge network. I didn't. Because it's not all about who you know, it's about who other people know. And all of these moms going to Chick-fil-A and baseball games, I don't. I stay home all day. My gym, it's a home gym. It's right over there. And I like to be home. I just love to be home all the time. So I was looking for an opportunity that I could do from home. I didn't want to sacrifice that I love homeschooling and being with my kids. 2.5 years ago, I found myself as a single mom, and I was so grateful that I was doing Plexus and that I had the income to be able to continue that lifestyle. And I think every woman should have something, even if your husband's a sole provider or whatever. You don't know if your spouse is going to pass away. We have women in this company whose spouses have passed away, and they need to be the breadwinner. And that was not on my radar. Like, conservative Christian girl, the man does the work, the women raise the babies, and that's what I did. When I started my business, I was newly pregnant with my youngest, who's 4 now, and my oldest was 7. So one more thing to your plate, I'm telling you that you can. We all make time for what's a priority, and for me, we did not have money. We were broke, like couldn't afford chicken and butter, kind of broke. Like going to bed hungry so my kids could eat the high quality meat instead of just buying, you know, whatever was the cheapest. I'm a health nut. I've always been into health and nutrition. So I really wanted to make sure that we had the good quality food. So I didn't eat as much as I needed to because we literally were pinching pennies. I remember what it was like to check the bank account and see 10 cents in the bank account, and we needed diapers. I remember my girlfriend, she brought over clothes, and I was like, thank you, God, my kids are going to have clothes and shoes. Like, it was really bad. So I knew it was up to me to do something, and I had tried so many different business ideas, selling stuff on Etsy. I opened an online store. I learned all the things, and what I soon learned was all of that work it was just on me. There was no residual income. If I didn't show up and get on my computer and fill the orders, if the kids were sick or I was sick, it was all on me. There was no network, no community of people there who had my back. And I was doing it alone. Even though I am like an introvert and really shy, I didn't realize that I needed this community of people. So many mom friends, so many women. I'm like, what did I do before Plexus? There were no mom proms. There were no getting ready for these trips and going to Hawaii or all of the cool places they send us. I didn't get out of the house much. So for my company to be like, yeah, go and do this, I was like, oh my gosh, this is so much fun. So I work my business while my kids are sleeping. And if they happen to wake up, great. I want them to see me believing in myself, working hard, not giving up on my goals and my dreams. I don't want them to see me just sitting there, I guess, just watching TV or something. I needed something more. And I love that Plexus is that for me on so many different levels. It's not just the income that Brooke was talking about, which is mind-blowing. I still sit here like, I have so much money. I don't know what to do with it all. Like, what do? I guess I just put it in the bank account over here. You know, I don't have to check the bank account. Like, when was the last time I checked it? I don't even know. So I am so thankful for this opportunity, and there really is no other opportunity out there like this. I have looked. I have researched every compensation plan and researched every catalog and all their products. Like, Plexus is legit.
Yes, there is nothing like this. I hope that it's kind of been obvious hearing all of these incredible women talk that you need these products in your life. You need them to balance your body, your hormones, your mood, your gut, your sleep. You need these, but I'm going to go a step further and be bold and tell you that you absolutely need this opportunity in your life. Whether you need it for the income and you want to go to the grocery store without a calculator and coupons, or you need it for the community. You know, these are women that are my actual friends. I can message them on Facebook or voice clip them and give them a hug when I see them on trips. That community is so important, and it's awesome. Like, they make me want to be mamas. So whether you need it for the income, whether you need it for this community, or whether you just need it for the impact, there may be somebody in your life that will only say yes if you say yes. There may be something that is a dream that God wants to put on your heart that you cannot even allow yourself to dream yet because you can barely pay your bills. And I'm telling you that almost 4 years later, as a retired kindergarten teacher who's dropped 60 pounds, no more headaches and anxiety, feels better than ever, my husband and I are dreaming of those kids and how he will get to be a full-time dad from the time that my future babies are born until forever. We are dreaming about things, and we want you to dream as well. This truly could change everything for you. And I have a sneaky suspicion that if you even remotely want this, that this is the time for you to do it. So I'm going to give you the last part of that code word. And the last part of that code word is, this is going to sound funny saying it, duty, but it's D-U-T-Y, duty, D-U-T-Y. So put that together with the code word from earlier, and you have two words that all mamas are used to, but that does not have to be all that you are about. I'll tell you one thing. Every single one of these 6 women, they have children that I promise you are going to be world changers, that are going to go after their dreams. And do you know why? Because every day they see mama doing the same thing. And I want that for you. We want that for you, and we want that for your kids. So mamas, it is time to march into freedom. What if this could change everything? Thank you guys so much for coming.